My nigga Weekend said never need a bitch, I'm what a bitch need.
Hey baby, this exclusive. Hey baby, this exclusive. Hey baby, this.
I'm what a bitch need, you feel me? I'm what a bitch need, you feel me?
My nigga Weekend said never need a bitch, I'm what a bitch need, you feel me?
Sometimes you need a motherfucking cocktail. Sometimes you need some jungle juice of happiness.
Right off mother.
I'm what a bitch need, you feel me? Bitch need, you feel me?
Right off mother. Hey baby, this exclusive. Hey baby, this exclusive.
I'm what a bitch need, you feel me? Bitch need.
Right off mother. Right off mother. Right off mother.
Sometimes you need a motherfucking cocktail. Sometimes you need some jungle juice of happiness.
I'm what a bitch need, you feel me? I'm what a bitch need, you feel me?
Hey baby, this exclusive. Hey baby, this exclusive. Right off mother. Right off mother. Right off mother.
Hey man, I'm not thankful for these
Ooh wee.
because time and time again, it's just a reason or explanation or her feelings. It's always something with these. It's just too much.
My fellas,
It's too much, and I'm
you're
not
not supposed to
bailing
start off with saying.
not.
He
now,
called him the
see-
B word. Now you
it's
see,
season
look, now
two.
look,
Hey,
look. I'm trying to let
hey,
it snow, you
Look,
feel
look,
me?
look,
Hey,
look.
hey.
Season two
Silent
come.
night.
Hey,
Kind of cuddle up by the fire, you feel me?
We did a solid 3
Little
months in the
Taylor Port,
summer when we
little
cleaned it
Tyler
up.
Perry, you know? Ooh wee. Little candle,
Right off mother.
little weed or whatever.
You was the main one. You had just said the B word before
Yeah, bro, we
before
had
he pressed the damn
That's before he pressed the button,
I'm
though. That wasn't
indicting
on the
niggas.
button.
this nigga
That's
Rod.
before he pressed
this
the button.
nigga
Why
Rod
you
act-
just did that?
Indictments,
Why you just
nigga.
told them what I was doing
Indictments,
before we
nigga.
pressed the button?
This nigga Rod acting like he ain't never said. Well, he ain't here talking some B word,
I
man.
won't have to pull up a pod where I said it.
We
It was
can.
this season.
Right,
It
we
was
got
this
quite a
season.
few.
I remember. He was like, you know what, bro, I'm
Right,
gonna
we
get
got
to it.
quite
These
a
bitches
few,
got me.
big fella.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story,
Yeah.
My nigga Weekend
is-
said never need a bitch. I'm what a bitch need. You feel me? Ooh wee. I
Heard
don't need to
what
be
he
thankful for
said?
those bitches. These bitches need to be thankful for me. You know what I'm
Heard what he
saying?
said.
First and foremost.
Who are you niggas?
I'm Ocho the GOAT, the deuce with the juice, the Don with the magic wine. You feel me?
Smooth Rod Mac Suave Casanova. You know, winter has hit us. It's Thanksgiving. You know, I'm trying to turkey baste the.
Ooh wee. I'm trying to have a bitch meet me under the mistletoe.
Hey man, it's Mr. Nino.
I'm trying to
man.
Jack
Talk
Frost
to
me
me
a bit.
nice or don't talk to me at all. I ain't got nothing nice to say. You want
Twas
to
the
know why?
night before Christmas.
You want to know why? Because these bitches been out of hand. Okay,
They have been.
they've been out of hand.
They have.
I know
Time
shit is
and
getting
time.
out of hand, bro. We gonna get to it. How the fuck can you graduate from a marriage? This how I know shit is out of hand, bro.
Give him some context,
Mowry,
give him
bro.
some context.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
look,
yeah, go
Tia
ahead, go ahead.
Mowry, you know, we watch the sister and them. I don't even know which one it is.
Right.
But I know one of them was wilding on the game, too.
Right.
When that show was on.
Oh yeah, true.
So
Yeah,
you
to think
feel
about
me?
on me.
In
Facts.
real life,
Facts.
one of them, whichever one was married, she was married to bro. We thought everything was all, you know, relationship goals and shit.
For sure.
The community was really championing this marriage, particularly because of how wholesome it was, how strong it was, you know,
On the
how
outside.
productive they were on the outside looking in.
No, man.
Now we done figured out they didn't divorce. We heard they divorced earlier this year, so then everybody's like, I can't believe he cheated on her, blah, 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 this, that, the third. Come to find out, didn't nobody get cheated on. She flat just straight up tired of having a motherfucking husband.
She just said, "Well, I'm
She
done
was
with
on this
one."
interview, bro, talking about, well, you know, marriages are like seasons. I
She's
feel
like, she
I'm
said
in
it was a
space now.
curriculum.
Yeah, it was a curriculum. She done enrolled to be a nigga husband.
She
be a nigga
enrolled
wife.
in marriage. She enrolled in marriage for 4 years. did her 4, and now it's time to graduate. And we
She
can
said her and the
celebrate.
kids, they in a spot where they feel like they can just, move on and do them. And my thing was, I'm like, hey, none of these kids grown.
Hey, bro, Jay, come on, man.
Hey,
Bro, the kids ain't even grown, bro. Bro, what?
Hey, hold on, bro.
Come on, bro.
Hold on, bro.
Nah, bro.
Hey,
Nah, bro. She said, we gonna graduate from a
Don't stall
marriage,
them out.
and me and the kids is in the spot where we good to go. The kids ain't even in high
Hey,
school.
yo. You said these kids ain't old enough to move around and do shit.
Bro, I don't even think these kids, you wouldn't leave these kids by themselves at the crib.
Yes, sir.
You said you ain't trusting these kids to put a pizza in the oven yet.
They can't make no easy Mac.
You talking about some, oh yeah, y'all able to just move around and graduate. You know what? This just goes like
They keep wanting to take the black man out the family.
curriculum.
Let's see.
Curriculum.
It's just so many excuses for these women to not have to do nothing with they nigga.
like, bro, like
To not have to be
like,
around a nigga, concerned about a nigga.
Like, bro, curriculum.
You can't graduate from your wife, Ben,
I can't graduate from my wife.
and get on a podcast talking that shit.
I cannot do it. I cannot do it.
Who
But
graduates from a marriage? How is that a term?
it was, I think she tried to, lighten it up. She wasn't happy in the relationship. It was time for her to move on, and she can celebrate the fact that they're able to move on and find happiness.
If you can graduate from a marriage, I don't think you really want to be married.
She shouldn't have used the word graduation.
I just think it'd be certain things in the fallout you got to
Malik,
question.
don't
like,
look
what's
at me
really
like
going
that.
on,
Someone
bro?
got to be on the damn lady
Y'all
side.
got
Y'all done
married.
clicked up before we
Y'all
get even
had
talking
kids.
out.
Who paid for this curriculum? Oh.
It could have been Tia. It could have been. Apparently,
Who the dean? Who the principal?
Tia was the breadwinner of the family, which a lot of women are. 40% of households or some shit like that.
Okay.
So the breadwinner
so,
of the family reserves the right to graduate to marriage, is what I'm hearing.
Men do it all the time. Men graduate to a second, third, fourth wife all the time.
That is true, but
Intriguing.
I'm just trying to get a little context behind.
Do they call it
'Cause right now
graduating?
it just smells.
It's called what's coming up on the draft.
Does that man not get called XYZ?
Let me go to a Big Ten football
When
game.
did marriage become so short term? Like, when did this become like the?
I am scared as fuck to get married. As somebody who wants to get married and honestly have a family, I don't see that shit coming to fruition. Because just the way society is set up right now,
true.
bro. If you can graduate from a fucking marriage, if it's so many women who just don't want to be a stay-at-home mom, not even the fact that I want a stay-at-home mom, but I would like a partner who would want to take care of the kids, And it's like a lot of these
and
things.
they saying fuck that.
Yeah,
They
like
saying, fuck
a
it.
lot of this shit you would look for / expect out of your wife / the mother of your kids. They Thanos and all that shit. It's getting the fuck out of here.
So we got to find a different perspective, a different what's the word I'm looking for? Not
A
perspective.
different compromise. Everybody has certain type of
dynamic.
values and
We need a
shit.
different
A different
dynamic.
dynamic.
Need a different dynamic with these women. It's hard.
I'm worried.
It's hard. How can you tell a hardworking woman to take care of the kids? She gonna want to graduate from you. You tell a hardworking woman that for 5 years, she gonna be ready to graduate, nigga.
Like I said, bro, I don't want nobody to have to feel like
Give me my
taking
degree,
care of the
please.
kids is a
She
punishment.
said she ready. She passed.
She
all
want
her
to go.
classes.
She want to go have fun at another nigga house. Shit, give me my degree so I can go.
I don't want no partner who feel like taking care of the kids is a burden or a motherfucking.
And why
punishment.
can't you do
You
it?
feel me? I can, but children aren't meant to be raised by one fucking person. That's always going to be the rule.
Correct. Absolutely.
Children are meant to be
Absolutely.
raised by whatever the
Absolutely.
fuck you want to call it. They need a masculine parent and a feminine parent.
Absolutely.
So either way the fuck it goes, if we have the children's best interest at heart, the environment for them to grow up in has to be good. If we're talking about watering plants and we want them to grow, the soil got to be right. The sunlight got to be sexy. All kind of shit. This reminds me of that Facebook post I put up when I was telling them everybody put, the wife, put the husband, the brother, the dad, and the child in order.
Yeah.
And almost everybody was putting the child in front of the dad. And I was saying
That shit
it's
got
a
like 90
situation.
comments.
I was saying this is a situation
Wasn't
where
on
let's just
fire on
assume
Facebook.
all the families are nuclear. That's the term for mom, dad, kids. All the families. Let's assume everybody likes each other.
But is that a safe assumption?
No.
That's a terrible assumption.
It's a terrible assumption due to the fucking lay of the land.
Right.
Most lay of the land. Yeah. Who has a perfect family?
Fucking nobody.
Because I did see you say on the post,
Fucking
like, let's
nobody.
just assume everyone likes each other. It's like, what family? Like, what
I
family
mean, I know
is like
mine
that?
didn't. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna hypothetically rank these things, if everything's on the table, because it could be like, okay, the dad's dead, damn. Okay, the kid's gone, damn. Okay, I don't even got a stepbrother, damn. if we're gonna do that on a post, I'm saying like let's assume everything's in order, everything's as it should be. How should things be? Let's assume all the players are available on the board.
When you put it like that, okay.
At the end of the day, if all the players are available on the board, they had the child in front of the dad. My perspective was, as a man, why would you fall in love with a woman, have a love child, and now she loves the child more than she loves you? And it's to the point where you're not necessarily getting taken care of. Because we've done podcasts where we say, and we've seen women say, if they're going to be the stay-at-home mom, the nigga can't get no breakfast.
That was just Andrew who said that. Most women will cook.
But that don't come from nowhere. Somebody else going to be thinking like that. She's not alone in that.
Well, Nino, you got kids. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like a woman should put you in front of the kids if everything, like Ocho said, if everything was perfect and the rainbow went all the way over and you found gold at the end of that motherfucker?
In no situation do I ever come before my kids, period. I want the biggest piece of chicken?
Because we was talking about another part.
Do I want to be treated like the king of my household? Yes. But as a king also understands that he has people that he's taking care of that didn't ask to be here. Yes, he has a responsibility. So I can't put myself before my responsibility. And I mean,
maybe there's a bad connotation of what I'm trying to put on.
I want her to love the kids before me and love the kids more than me, because if push comes to shove, protect them first. But to say that I am being neglected because you love them so much.
That's what I was getting to.
Is a bit too fucking far.
That's what I was getting to.
That's a bit too fucking far. Now, I understand things happen. I understand sometimes you may be tired because you've been taking care of the kids. Whoa. Sometimes niggas just got to eat crow. That's a part of being the king, part of being the realest niggas in the room. Sometimes you just got to take it. That's cool. But for the most part, I shouldn't feel like, damn, okay, she been cooking the kiddos dinner, and they been eating good, and I just been getting cold leftovers. She been telling me to order food, like, damn. In cases like this, it's like,
So the vibe of the post, long story short, it was on some, fuck the dad type shit, as long as my son's straight, whatever, which is cool, that makes sense. But like, if it's love and it's care, you can love your husband and love your child, because the husband has to love everybody in the house too. So it's not like they making you pick. It's not like you get to play favorites.
A lot of that shit on social media be coming from bitterness, though. Like, people be having bitterness,
and that's true,
in their heart towards a specific man, and because it be women who be saying this shit. Like, they have
and that is true. I will.
When it comes down to the niggas, ain't shit. There's always a root in that.
Most of the time, they have a specific nigga that they talking about, and that they aiming at, and because of that, they can't never look at it honestly.
Tyler Perry villain.
Whereas, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can understand that for the most part, we are making assumptions about everybody. There are exceptions to that. That is not the case in some of these. Like, when you talk about, I'm upset because, no, that can't be because all niggas do such, woo, woo, woo. No, sure, that's all the niggas that you know. Don't come looping all of us up.
Projecting is a motherfucker.
But that's what it be, bro. A lot of this shit.
A lot of motherfuckers be projecting on social media.
Yeah, like, not just on social media, just in general. Like, they'll, like, you meet somebody, they got anger issues, something like they projecting. And when we start talking about this whole curriculum shit, I feel like, because I'm not letting this slide.
Bro, if you can graduate from a marriage, you didn't want to be married.
I'm not letting this slide. Like,
why do you go to school? You go to school to get done with it.
We are on this motherfucking.
You go to school to get somewhere else, to get a job. She didn't graduate from marriage. She ready for a real nigga.
Right off.
You talking about?
She finna throw, bro.
He taught me everything I needed to know. Now I'm just ready for something new. So I'm ready for my next lesson.
You done got your wife ready to go get married to another nigga. She done graduated from your ass.
You done put in all this hard work for her to go get dick from somebody else.
Yeah.
She done graduated. She ready to take her talents to South Beach.
Sometimes people are not doing a lot of hard work in these marriages. Not everyone is willing to actually go through what they say in their vows. All right. A lot of people say them vows and they bullshitting. No, they don't mean till death do us part. No, they don't mean in sickness and in health. You know what I'm saying? There is some stipulations on both sides. And if them stipulations ain't met, someone has to graduate.
Right off mother.
And a lot of humans are not willing to say that to their significant other. Like, I
Everything
do love
has
you.
an end date.
But I love.
There's some stipulations behind this.
If you paralyzed, I don't know if I'll stick around and take care of you. Let's just be real.
If you gain 200,
these are some of the things that people think about. Like
That people
if
think
you-
about.
Absolutely.
You were terminally ill. I don't know if I can stick with you until the end.
They gonna
These
say,
And they're not gonna say it until it happens.
they might not either.
Nope.
Yeah.
Until it happens, until it's time. And then now we speaking. Hey, shit, this happened, and I think graduation is in 2 months. Shit.
Yeah, like, hey,
I
like,
think it's in 2
I
months.
think it's best for both of us. Slide them papers right across the table. I think it's best for
Ready
both
to
of us.
sign them papers.
She already came in the house with a tassel on the other side.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
shit.
Took all
The
I can
writing's been on the
take,
wall
but
for a
you
while.
leave me
For a
with
while.
That's their favorite one.
options.
But that's what some of them were saying under the post is, some men, ain't holding up their end of the bargain. It's just like, well, that makes sense.
Which is why I just
But
went on and
our
said,
goal,
like,
makes
let's
sense.
assume
but the
everybody was
goalposts,
happy.
the goalposts for men move so much. Like
Everything
let's
is
just be
situational.
honest.
Everything
they say
is
they
beneficial.
want men to make them happy, but when I ask you what makes you happy and it changes every damn day, how the fuck am I supposed to keep up with what makes you happy? Because when we talk with women, they say like, hey, well, I may feel this way about something one day, and the next day I may feel a completely different way. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? How the fuck am I supposed to keep up with making you happy? And then how are you gonna put that task on me to just know and just always be the reason to make you happy? Like, shorty, what about
If
my
you
bad
need
day?
18
fucking
different
selfish.
forms of reassurance to be secure, you're insatiable. Eventually, that's not
What's that,
enough.
insatiable?
You feel me? Because the word insatiable, that means you never satisfied.
I
It's
thought
never
I was
enough
on
with you.
porn.
Insatiable, bro. You feel me?
Insatiable,
When
busty.
somebody's moving the goalposts
Big
on,
titties.
this
Big
makes me
titties.
happy. That makes me happy.
Insatiable
You got to do
ass.
something different to make somebody happy every damn day of the week. They must don't be happy.
I agree, but everyone
If they
is
got you jumping
different.
through hoops and loops to make them happy, and you got to motherfucking juggle on a unicycle.
If you know
on a Thursday,
if you know that about a woman beforehand and you choose to marry her, well then shit, that's what the hell your ass deserves.
But okay, now as three grown ass men talking in this room, we know that just about all women that we know are like this to a certain extent, where some like their mood swings, sometimes they like things that they won't like the next day.
That is true.
And they expect us to know, and if you don't know, they have some sort of attitude with you for not knowing what exactly is wrong with them or not asking what's wrong and getting to the root of the problem with them. So if we gonna speak about the majority of these women don't know what they really want, and they get mad at us for not doing it.
if you can graduate from a marriage, you didn't want to be married.
You
It's
talking
not
about
something you
some-
can graduate from. That's not an applicable concept.
Like all these women saying that niggas ain't meeting their standards or niggas ain't making them happy or niggas ain't meeting up to their end of the bargain. Like,
What makes you happy?
What is that end of the bargain? Niggas have a pretty set standard.
Don't
we
be
can
a hoe.
all say we got a pretty conceptualized standard on what we all think a good wife is.
And a lot, yeah, but are a lot of those good things, like, are those healthy for women? Let's ask that. That's where some of
I
the
think what
disconnect
it boils down
is
to for
coming
men
from.
is a lot of the times what
'Cause
makes
some-
us happy is way broader than what makes a woman happy. Like a nigga can be content. I always say happiness is a range. It's not where I'm happy as fuck. Sometimes if I'm cool, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm happy. I'm content. Niggas don't always need all that over the top ass excitement that women do.
That's
She needs
fair.
reassurance because you didn't motherfucking fall head over heels on her. So when she walked through the door and shit, you didn't pick her up, swing her around, airplane like Dirty Dancing. Now she think you mad and shit. But it's like if you came home and she was like, "Oh, I rolled you a blunt, babe," you like, "Okay, bet, cool. What up?" It's different. We're a little bit more easier to please, in my opinion. Like I say, like men don't need all these bells and whistles to say I'm good, I'm
Because
happy.
we all have a pretty set standard.
Man,
It's
I don't-
simple.
What we
I
like.
give these women the benefit of the doubt. A lot of women are good enough to understand what your ass like. Bro, we are simple. We're men. It don't take that much to make us happy. Women can find that out within 2-3 weeks of talking to you. All right, this nigga like these 10 things. That's easy.
If it's that easy, how come
do you
niggas
do the
ain't
work
happy?
for your shorty though? Do you honestly do the work to find out the 10 things that she honestly likes? A lot of niggas don't do that. Y'all take 10 things that y'all think women like and try to apply it to her, but you don't try to figure out what the fuck she likes.
But then that goes back to, as a man who is in a relationship.
That's
nigga,
what I'm saying. Me and you both feel
like,
one. That's
nigga,
what's
like-
going. Yeah.
There have been times where I can ask her, "Oh, you like such and such," and her answer will be, "Yeah, I really like that." And then I'll come back 3 months later and ask the same question. Oh, I don't want like ill, gross. When the fuck was I supposed to know this switch happened? When the fuck
Where's
was
the update?
Like when, like I didn't get no notification saying that, hey, I don't like this no more, and I was supposed to just know.
Absolutely.
So
No,
it's
for sure,
like
for sure.
that's what I mean. Like it's women always say niggas not meeting their standards, niggas not pulling their weight, but niggas needle don't change. We stay where we at.
Very
A
consistent.
man's needle is literally just like this.
Usually a stable, static
Easy.
character in the story. you
Easy,
know?
it's pretty. Like your woman knows what'll make you happy every day when you come home.
Yeah, but I'm simple as hell though.
Most
That's what we
men
emphasize.
are.
We're
Most men
emphasizing the
are.
complexity of the opposite.
Like
you know?
what makes us
Women,
happy
they hear that,
rarely
they're
changes,
the
and when it
next.
does change, we
Hot and
communicate it. When one of us don't like nothing no more, we say, "Hey, I ain't fucking.
I ain't
with that.
fucking with it. I'm cool on that.
I ain't feeling that no more." Whereas it's not the same. She'll not like something no more, not say anything, and just be like, "Well, why can't he tell I don't like this?"
Cause you're supposed to be able to read your woman, man.
Come on, bro.
Women are different. Here's the thing.
They are.
They're
very different.
That
They
is
are
true.
different.
That's
We
true.
be talking like they niggas. They not niggas.
That's
They're
true.
not us.
That's very true.
So you will have to learn how your woman operates and work on those guidelines.
But I do feel niggas at a certain point, when is these women gonna hold themselves accountable to at least
That I agree with.
let us know, like you
Because
want
niggas be down for the chase. Like there's not a man on the planet who's not gonna try to check off his woman's list if he really want that woman.
you want
But
like, every
if
nigga
the
want to
list
make
is
you happy.
motherfucking, unconquerable. If you got to be David versus Goliath to get this woman, every nigga ain't David.
Every nigga want to make you like
That's a
niggas
good
want
point. That's a
niggas
good
want
point.
to
That's
make
a
their
great
woman
point.
happy. Like I want to do that. I want to. Now, if you ask me how and what happens to niggas is it'll change so much to where niggas are just live in this gray area where we like shit. I think she may like this today, but it depend on how her day went. So. For how is niggas supposed to navigate the wishy-washiness as a grown-ass man who also got to take care of this household and plan out the rest of this damn curriculum? And I'm supposed to understand your autistic ass?
That marriage curriculum is a hard curriculum. That's why only the strong ones survive, or the ones where I guess someone getting their ass beat, because that's what they say on Twitter.
And it's the part of the story.
That's what they say on Twitter. That's not me saying that.
Hollywood marriages, celebrity marriages, all these, rich
Them
people
shits
marriages.
definitely don't last.
Yeah, like you got to take all that shit with a grain of salt. Like I said, they were social media relationship goals. I don't necessarily hold these types of things in that regard. Like I'm not a Dirk and India ass nigga. I'm gonna congratulate, Big Sean and Janae on welcoming their baby, but them motherfuckers in relationship goals for me. I'm not gonna be posting no Big Sean memes or Janae Aiko.
Yeah, they
Smoking some shit.
I
Like,
swear to God,
they're regular
they be
human
saying
beings,
too, bro. I
Yeah,
swear to
what
God,
I'm
don't
saying?
care, bro.
Hey, regular human beings. So
Stop
it's like,
posting them fucking memes.
We know how human beings work, and when it comes down to the way Hollywood moves, the way people with money moves, sometimes these foundations aren't what they seem from the outside looking in. It could be another show, another movie, but at the end of the day, graduating from marriage is fucking crazy. So you gotta apply that to somebody thinking that's a good ass idea to graduate from their marriage.
Let's put some context on it. Whenever we talking about this, it ain't Tia that we talking about. We read the comments, so we talking about y'all. Let me just put it on there.
We talking about the
There's been a
rest
few
of y'all.
times in this
Because you get some
conversation.
information out, and then y'all pick up this information, y'all be eating that shit up,
They gonna
and
think,
now we got
they on there talking about Tia. They don't even know to have. No, we're going based off of what you motherfuckers said in
we're
the comments.
attacking the concept. We're attacking the principle.
Yeah,
if you can
on me.
graduate from a marriage, a nigga like me is gonna have to reach a conclusion. You didn't want to be married.
And that's not necessarily true, though.
That's not, because there is a such thing as a like a equal parting. Like y'all both like, what, we gave this a good run. We may not hate each other. We're just not as happy as we know we could be. So we are both deciding this partnership didn't work. Wish you the best. If we have kids, we're gonna take care of our responsibility. But hey, you go do you. That that does exist and that does happen. That
They
is
got
a
phrases
okay
and
thing.
terms for that. When you gonna get on somebody's
It's called
podcast,
a failed marriage.
when you gonna get on somebody's
That's what
motherfucking
it's
show, bro,
called.
and you gonna get on camera and say you graduated from marriage. Graduation has a connotation. That's a tone. That's a phrase. I've never heard that.
She also said
used.
she had a successful marriage too. Let's get off.
I've
the
never
topic.
heard that used.
She definitely said it was also a successful marriage. And I
How
don't
is it
under-
successful?
Because I guess she learned what she wanted to learn.
What did she wanna
Graduated,
learn?
nigga.
Right off mother.
Bro, what are you graduating from? That's all I'm saying.
She
Like the
learned what she
concept of
wanted to
graduation,
learn, like-
that would mean like they got together like, oh, we only gonna be married for like until whatever. We gonna be married till you tired of being married.
But if that's the case, why get married? Why not just date that long?
Because people don't know that until you get married.
But that's why
People don't know
you gotta
that.
be sure
It's-
you getting married. That's why you should be very, very fucking sure when you getting married.
all that sound good until you up there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all saying y'all vows.
I'm
And then
scared
10
to get
years
married.
later, you
I'm-
like,
you mean,
fuck,
I don't
I didn't
know.
mean anything I fucking said
I
10
might cry
years
at my
ago.
wedding.
How many things, think about it, 10 years ago, how much shit did you say did you actually meant 10 years ago?
Bro, I thought I was gonna be married with kids by 23. I'm finna turn 26.
I never thought that.
What do you think that was 10 years? Did you think some bullshit 10 years ago? What was the craziest fucking thing that you thought 10 years ago?
I can't think of like
Exactly. That's what marriage is. You're going to do this one day, and then you're going to look up 10 years and hope that you still feel that same way.
I don't think marriage is there for everybody. We're in a society where marriage is always on the table for people. You've been thinking about getting married for a long fucking time.
no. I've been thinking about like
It's always been
Like a
on it to do
legit,
this.
like thinking about getting married and then legitimately, like, you done
Planning
took
your
this
When
step.
somebody
life.
plan their life out,
But
they
you
probably
gotta
like, I'm
understand-
probably have a wife and some kids, you know.
But see, that's the thing. Everyone plans up till that point and don't understand that that's just the beginning. Like
And you gotta, you feel me? If you
after
gonna
you
plan on it,
say
you gotta be ready
I
to receive it.
do, after you say I do, you have the rest of your life after that. And people only plan until the I do, and that's the goddamn problem.
You gotta see that shit through,
a
my boy.
marriage
You
is
gotta
not
think big
about-
picture.
A marriage is not about just getting to the podium and saying I do, and well, we did it, so it's successful.
about getting
Or,
old.
oh, we did.
Sponge
we were here
baths
for
and
5
shit.
years. You said till death
Tapioca.
do us part.
Shuffleboard.
You know what? You want to leave this marriage? You need to
Golden
be trying to kill
girls.
me. That's the only way I'm gonna know for sure you want to leave this marriage. It's the only way I know for sure you want to leave.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's really what
Till
it is.
death.
Till death do us
Do
part. You feel me?
us
This is a
part.
fatal
That
fucking
means-
attraction.
that
Shorty,
is what
like
it
I
means.
like that's the only way I'm gonna
That is.
genuinely feel like, you know what?
Based on that vocabulary, yes, it is a fatal attraction. Yes,
And good.
agreed.
If, like I
It's a fatal
say,
attraction.
marriage, if we're talking about society, you know, women specifically, it's always been homemaker, wife, career. So
Which are not things that they want
which is
anymore.
not things they want. But if you're getting married, you wanted to get married. You got married. You a woman, you got grown, you decided to fall in love with a nigga, y'all
Yes.
decided to get married.
Yes.
You here now.
You did say yes when that nigga
You
got on
motherfucking
his
here
knees.
now.
She wanted to
'Cause you gotta get
married,
engaged before
but
you get
that
married.
doesn't necessarily mean that she wanted to be a housewife or take care of all the kids and cook and clean.
I mean,
may
she
not
coulda did what
necessarily
Jada
been
did.
their agreement.
As much as we
So
talk about
how-
Jada, they could have still been married and she could have did whatever the fuck she wanted to do.
But my question has to come back to if we are living in reality.
What are your intentions?
How is that going? Like, how?
What was
is
your
this-
preparation?
No, how is this marriage going to work if if we don't have some sort of understanding? Like, you said I do. You said you wanted to do this. You said you knew what was gonna come. You knew what would be involved when we had kids.
It's
'Cause
not
you
something you
carried the
graduate
child
from.
for 9 months. You knew what would be involved. They taught us all of this in school. So why is it that when the time comes to handle all of this, it's now too much? That's not, or oh well, I just feel like, you know what, maybe I just need to graduate and move on, try something new, because that's really
Because
what
they get into these things, and this is like I'm trying to tell y'all, this
They
is
be
not
in over they
this is
fucking
not what
head.
they agreed to. Yes, they love you. Yes, they do want to be married,
So
but
you agreeing
they
that women
wanted
bite off
to
more than they can
maybe share some of the duties. They wanted to maybe share some of the parenting, share some of the cleaning, and that is
Does she have too
something
much dip on her
that
chip
if
then?
you look in the comments, men are not willing to budge on. They are marrying women and thinking, "Hey, I'm just going to leave everything to her like the old days." And
that's not
after
fair.
and after 4 or 5 years, they're saying "fuck you," especially when
That's
And
not fair.
I did read something where it said 40% of women are the breadwinners. I don't know if that's true. Let's just say it's 20%. If 20% of women make the most money in their house, of course you getting your ass kicked to the curb.
Yeah, because, bro, like, you're not willing to
But I mean, that's
clean.
suggesting that her husband was broke. Dude, not broke. Dude,
That's her being the bread doesn't mean that's her making more money.
Yeah, like, that don't mean he broke. That just means she makes more money than him. And for you
That's
to
cool.
expect a woman that makes more money than you to also then come home and clean this whole house and do all of this and not expect some sort of help is out fucking outrageous.
And there's a lot of shits on the comments. That's exactly what women are saying. Well, shit, niggas is not willing to budge on some of these issues, and that's why they saying, well, fuck, I'll take the kids and leave. I'm already working and doing this shit. Either you ain't doing shit here. Now, if niggas was stepping up and doing their role, then we could talk about it. So the niggas who are doing the right thing, we're not talking about y'all. But for you lame ass niggas, y'all are. Y'all got them on the comments mad at all of us for some fucking reason because y'all niggas don't want to do y'all job.
And that shit just don't make sense, bro. Like, how can you expect someone to take care of everything and you do nothing? Like, bro, you have to contribute. Like, you can't. That's 50-50 should be the idea for us all, because no matter what, whether you the
if that's your partner, y'all gotta be partners.
Whether you the breadwinner or not, 50-50 is 50-50, meaning that it's gotta be split down to half somehow. If she not budging on the fact she don't want to do all the cleaning, well, bro, 50-50 mean, well, shit, 50-50. And that's just what it is. It happens. It may suck. But a marriage is supposed to have compromise on both sides. And I will agree that there are a lot of niggas out here with these holdy-do, hotty-totty ass, egotistical ass, macho hotty-dotty.
Yeah. Double down.
Like, bro,
after
like,
the second outing, what came in there? Niggas is double down.
Like, bro, like, like, that shit just so, like, how you
Chad
got all of
niggas.
these motherfucking, you got all of these ideologies. Yeah, my bitch gonna do this, and this for me, and she gonna love me, and she gonna do this, and this. I ain't even gonna have to do nothing. All I gotta do is buy her stuff and go to work. Shut the fuck up, stupid.
Yeah, that's never the move. I always say, if you got plans for something, you need to be preparing yourself to be in a position to receive what you now desire. So if you somebody who desires to be married, if you're somebody who aims to be married, you can't graduate from that. You know, you got to understand what the fuck you're getting yourself into. You got to understand what marriage entails.
Ain't letting these women out that
Bro, I'm not letting that shit slide, bro. Everybody in the
You're
world.
locking that door.
Bro, everybody in the world is talking about getting married. If you watch TV, motherfuckers getting married. If you going to the goddamn family reunion, they're going to ask you when you getting married. We talking about black people right now.
But I mean, bro,
We talking about black people right now, bro.
Yeah, but-
Everybody has contemplated marriage. And if you didn't want to get married, you said that shit and you stood on that shit. If you wanted to get married, how the fuck you done spent X amount of years not being ready to get married is crazy. I understand marriage is a fight and an everyday struggle. And we understand, you know, this shit does change after you get married. But this is the demon you wanted to fight.
But this just goes to show people need to stop looking at marriage. Yes, marriage is a form of love. Don't get me wrong. But the real issue is that marriage is a partnership.
Yeah.
And when you shouldn't
It's
make
give
that,
and take.
you shouldn't
It
make
take
that
two to tango.
decision to love.
It take two to make
You
a thing
shouldn't
go
make
right.
that decision to marry based on love, because that doesn't.
Love don't last.
It can.
It can.
It takes
last.
different forms.
Like, love is work.
Thank you.
Love is like loving someone and really being in love and loving someone wholeheartedly is work. It's a lot of work.
Love takes a lot of
And
different
it
shapes.
changes.
and
It's a
sizes.
lifestyle.
Yeah, it
It's a
really
lifestyle.
is.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand is they get into these marriages and they're thinking they're getting married based on emotion.
It's
Because
cool to have a ring on. It's cool to
microwave
have a
weddings
wife.
have existed for a very long time. Well before social media, you could go to Vegas and get married tonight.
Yeah.
It's always been stories of motherfuckers who
Find
got
you a bad bitch. Y'all go
shit-faced,
elope.
wasted, plastered, and decided to get married that night and woke up the next morning and instantly like, what the fuck did I do? And that shows people are getting married based on feelings and emotions and not based on all of it. I'm not letting niggas slide. No,
Those
bro.
Vegas weddings is just a small amount. What about the people who are actually taking the time, doing it the right way? Those are the marriages that fail as well. A lot of those fail.
Fact, and that's what I'm saying. And I just use that as an example to show that people decide to get married based on love and not based on the bigger picture of how this marriage would benefit both parties, what both parties could bring to the table, how both parties would divvy up such and such, how these things would work, because these are all things that go into a marriage.
Absolutely.
It's bigger than just love.
This
We
goes
can't love
into
our way through
after
these
you
texts.
say I do. Excuse me. This goes into after you say I do. This goes into after y'all jump over that broom and you go on your honeymoon and you come back home for the first night. You spend your first night home as a married couple. Just know you're supposed to have a bunch more of them nights. And it's not always fun. It don't always feel like that first night. It's not going to always be easy. So you got to be willing to have some kind of 50-50 split, some kind of, okay, well, this ain't going to, let's move some shit around. And if niggas ain't willing to do that, you making it hard for the rest of us.
I'm always
These women gonna graduate.
on the side
Nope,
of
real shit.
They gonna
working
graduate.
on
Real shit.
yourself.
Real shit. And you know what? If these niggas don't want to budge, if these niggas are not willing to do something better for themselves by doing something better for you, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
The women,
know your worth.
They got the money now. They got jobs. They don't need you. Shit, nigga, if you not finna do everything, there's not a lot of women who are just willing to just put their lives on the back burner just so their marriage can work.
And they shouldn't, you know.
If you looking for that sort of woman,
No
there's
man
maybe
should
like
ask
5
that
of
of
them
his
out
woman.
there.
A lot
You
of
should
men
always
don't
find
want to
your
do
puzzle
that.
piece. You should
Men have
find
never
somebody
wanted to do
who
that.
fits your lifestyle.
Exactly.
I think another problem is motherfuckers be marrying people who don't fit their lifestyle. People get married for a look. It's a status thing. Like we said, it's a motherfucking transaction. Getting married looks good.
That is
Everybody want to
true.
marry somebody that's gonna make their family happy. You know, we can have some nice looking kids or whatever the fuck. You know, it's a social status type of thing. But if y'all personalities don't align, if y'all spirits not in the same spots, that's why the fuck people graduate marriages. You feel me? It's about finding your puzzle piece, finding out who the fuck really fits you and your style of living and can really complement and supplement the shit you want to do. Because at the end of the day, if you speak Spanish and she speak French, when y'all arguing, that shit ain't gonna sound right.
That is true. But I mean, how can you plan? I mean, you can plan whether
You gotta get to know a
someone is
motherfucker.
going
You gotta
to be
really, really get to know
good
somebody.
in the
It's not,
short
it can't be
term.
this superficial ass 21 question ass shit.
Forever is a long time.
You gotta
and people
grow
change
situationally.
during forever. There's no way you can get to know someone enough to know whether or not you're gonna want to spend the rest of your life with them.
I don't believe in that. I think that's a
Marriage
cop-out.
is a commitment. It is a mental, physical, and emotional commitment.
through it all. So
You don't
like,
have
look,
to know 100% of somebody, but if I know 83 real well, fuck it.
You can't know 83% of somebody
How?
because they don't know 83% of themselves.
people change.
If you get married at 26, you don't know all of yourself.
You got
And
a
that
general
person's-
idea.
No, you don't.
How
Because
you- how
that
you-
idea changes
Us
every
three spend
5
a lot
years.
of time together. We have general ideas of each other. We can't
And
pin a
it's
motherfucker
changed.
10 out of
I've
10
known.
times.
I knew him when he was 19. This is not the same Rod from when he was 19.
and this is
I done
not
known
the
him
same.
since
And this is
kindergarten.
not the same Malik. I've known you. You are not the same Jay since kindergarten. You have
Static development
You have
is
grown a
dynamic
lot.
development.
you changed
You have
as a
even
person.
you have changed.
You changed as a
But it's
person.
not a
That
overnight-
for the
person.
good though. For the good.
I'm
We
saying
say it in a
it-
good way.
We're
but-
talking about change. I'm not saying like somebody like next week, totally different human fucking being.
That
could
could
happen.
happen. That
does
can
not
happen.
That
Yes,
could
it
happen.
does.
Something drastic
One
had to
day,
happen.
I lived with this dude, and I literally watched it. One day, he just woke up and was a different Rod. It was like, yeah, bro, you all right? Yeah, I'm good. And that was just him now. And it was either you had
Going
to
through
learn
the
to be
cognitive
okay
process
with
is
it.
different than somebody's frontal lobe being fully developed and them having a certain personality for 30 years. That's not going to be a big dynamic development unless they just get struck by lightning or some
No,
shit.
those things
people
can
are
change.
generally
Those
set in
things
most of
can
their
change.
ways.
We're personal trainers. How many stories do we know of people who live terrible lives physically and diet wise up until their 30s, and then magically now they're living a whole new life. They're a whole new person.
But the soul of
and
a
vice
man,
versa. People lived, they had a 6-pack all throughout their 20s.
But
As
your
soon as 30 hit,
spirit-
they big and washed.
Their spirit did change.
Most people not
They
rewriting
aren't
they
the
whole
same
DNA.
person. they aren't the same person they were. You can't know someone enough to know you're gonna want to be with them forever. You have to make that commitment within yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to love you no matter what. That's a commitment
That's the
that
commitment.
you
But at the
make
end of the day, there's
to
something
yourself.
to lean on.
It's
You're not just
a-
marrying a complete stranger and counting this person to be a complete stranger the entire
Why
marriage.
are you basing
You
your
build a rapport
you're
with
basing
people.
your
People don't work
marriage
like that.
choices on that person? You're saying I'm not gonna want to stay married to them if they do this. When the whole time marriage is a personal commitment, just like it's a commitment to your partner. You need to make that commitment to yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to stick through this no matter what. Because I said I would. I'm going to stand on my word. Because motherfuckers love talking about principles and staying 10 toes down, but then when shit get rocky, shit get rough, motherfuckers jump ship.
If your shorty gained 300 pounds,
I'm not letting my shorty gain 300 pounds.
You can't control that.
Yes, you can. If y'all live with each other, if you see her every fucking day, what are her habits like?
You can control what a woman needs, brother.
Bruh, be real.
I'm asking you to be real, please.
cooking the food?
I'm asking you to be real, please.
That's how kids end up with whole lot. Like there are a lot of women
cooking the food?
There are a lot of women that grew up with
There's a lot of women
anorexia, these
who
sorts of
look
eating
great
disorders.
in their 20s. They have 3 kids, and they don't look like how they did in their 20s anymore. Matter of fact, that's the rule.
That's
Most
normally
women
what
will
happens.
look different in their 30s. I hope you know that, men. When they got BBLs, if you want to pay for it, be my guest. If you have the 10, 15,000, hey, it ain't tricking if you got it. But if you don't have that, understand that at 30, 35, 40, the woman going to look different.
She don't look the same.
She not going to look the same.
300 pounds is totally different than what you're talking about. 300 pounds is just jump
That's
on
a
somebody.
lifestyle change.
That don't just jump on somebody. A lot of things
lifestyle
got
change.
ignored. A lot of things got ignored for somebody to put on that much fucking weight.
Let's say 150 pounds.
Fuck no.
3 kids. She can have 3 kids back to
150
back
pounds?
to back.
My
Back
client
to
just
back.
had 2 kids. She losing weight already.
3 kids back to back to back. 3 kids back to back
That's
to back.
a choice.
I mean, your client
Who's
would be the exception. I'm asking about
There's
what
a
is
whole
the
bunch
main,
of people who
what
have
is the
babies
main
and
rule?
lose weight.
There are a whole lot of
If
motherfuckers
she want to
that
put on
have
weight, she gonna
babies
put
and
on
they
weight.
Don't
If
lose
she don't want to
weight.
put on weight, she not gonna put on weight.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was safe to say if you ask any woman, they all feel differently after they have kids. They don't feel the same. I mean, they would all tell you that. I mean, that's just me not just
Their
pulling that out of.
metabolism-
That's not me just pulling that out of my ass. So my question would be for you: if your woman changes, you know, if her body changes, would you still be able to stand on your commitment?
Yeah, because I don't care about that. We can fix
Okay.
that.
What about if she doesn't want to fix it? Because that's
It's
marriage.
fixable. If
What
she
about
doesn't
it?
want to fix it, she don't want to be married. Like I said, there's gonna be certain shit about me.
So then you'd be
If
willing
I
to
don't
get
fix it-
divorced.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Nothing
So
lasts
you
forever.
don't mean everything that you were saying that people should
I
just
do.
want to, you know, you
I
got to
always say
vet the
everything's
person
situational,
right.
bro. I'm not finna be in no situation where you deliberately going against what the fuck I like. If I like my shit a certain way and you deliberately not doing that shit, you must don't honor the commitment we have.
So then you are for graduating marriages then.
No, I'm not.
That's what you pretty much just said.
That's not a graduation.
That was.
In the beginning, I
mean,
said I don't even like the term. So how am I for it if I don't even like the term? I don't
because
like
you
the
because
graduation.
even though you don't like the term, what you
can't
just
graduate no
explained
marriage.
was
Y'all
the
said it's a failed marriage. You could fail a marriage if
Okay,
I get
okay.
into a marriage with a motherfucker and they are failing my requirements. That's a failed marriage. We didn't
Okay.
graduate from shit. She got kicked the fuck out.
okay.
That's your
She
opinion.
flunked.
Like,
Okay, she flunked the marriage. So marriage. So your marriage would have some stipulations around.
Every marriage gonna have stipulations around.
Okay. That make and that okay,
Okay.
So that and that's speaking from a realist. Okay, so you can
Okay.
understand why Tia graduated or whatever word she used. You can understand why.
I get it. It's just cap. I wouldn't phrase it that way. You can't phrase shit that way. That's all I was saying. If you're gonna
Okay.
get on a motherfucking podcast on the
Okay.
camera and say I graduated from my marriage, that's the wrong fucking way to put it. What made you graduate from this marriage? What factors went into this graduation?
so you saying you believe in divorce, but you don't believe divorce is a good thing.
My parents are divorced. They've been divorced for a very, very fucking long time.
Are you
It is
saying
what
that
it
you don't
is.
believe divorce is a good thing?
Divorce is what the fuck it is. People don't always die together. People
sure.
don't always love each other. People
But
don't
is
always
divorce a good
like
or
each
bad
other.
thing? That's what I'm
Divorce
asking.
is something you can't go around since the end of time. Since the beginning of time, people get married. Some people stay married. Most motherfuckers don't. We have a lot of podcasts saying motherfuckers don't stay married. Marriages don't fucking work.
We
So
do.
divorce
I'd
is
be the main
definitely
one
on the
saying
table under the right situation. But most of the time, it's rooted in the wrong situations. If I get with somebody and we had an agreement to do X, Y, Z, and now the agreement is broken, that's an issue.
What happened to death do his part though?
What happened to, everybody making each other happy? It's a lot of things.
Happiness is not in the vows.
It's not. It's actually
Lawfully wedded wife? To have and to hold?
lawfully wedded.
Sickness and
That don't
health.
say-
Lawfully.
that
What
don't
the-
say-
Sickness and health. I'm saying the whole shit. Y'all worry about the wrong word. I'm saying the whole shit. Y'all worry about the wrong word. Health. What's healthy?
I'm
And
gonna look it up.
in
I'm finna look it
sickness
up right
and in
now.
health is invalid. You're supposed to love your partner in sickness and in health.
What does health mean?
That when she's healthy, you love her. And
does
in
health mean?
sickness means that you're supposed to, if you
It's a
do a
quality of
vow
life.
and you say within.
Most
it's-
healthy people are happy. Usually, if you're happy, you're healthy too.
Not always.
Okay, here it
Oh,
is.
wait.
Here it is. Here it is. I take you blank to be my wife/husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until death, until parted by death.
Love and cherish don't
None of
sound like
that
happy?
says happy.
That's cap.
None of that says happily. None of that says
Love-
happy.
I heard rich or poor.
Sickness.
I heard a lot of
And
situations
health.
somebody should be happy.
They put
with.
sickness first. Sickness was the first word. I don't know.
Sickness and
I don't
health.
know. We can't just, sickness was the first word.
This is ridiculous.
You gotta
That's
love.
what's in the vows. If you say that,
Are we gonna ignore what the fuck love
if
and
you're-
health means?
If you're telling us that marriage
Rich
should
can
be-
mean a lot of things. You can be rich
that
in
people
love,
should
rich in
take marriage
spirit.
seriously, you have to take the vows seriously.
Yeah, if we're
Okay,
gonna,
so
if-
y'all really think getting married don't suggest mean somebody ought to be happy?
It's just that happiness at some point, but when we're taking these vows, that
That's
means
it.
whether I'm happy or not, I am still going to choose to love and to honor you and to honor our marriage and our partnership. Whether you're sick, I'm going to choose.
If somebody
if you
loves
talk to
somebody,
people, if
they
you
probably
talk
happy,
to people
right?
who have been married for a long time, the number one thing that they'll
Go
tell
ahead,
you,
Nino.
they weren't always happy in that marriage.
Yeah.
They weren't always having fun. They didn't always want to be there.
But is it a
But they
goal?
made the commitment to stay.
Love
through
isn't
it.
always there either. Because I mean, like I
The
said,
love
has-
wasn't always there,
That's what
but
he
guess
just
what
said.
was? The
So
commitment.
then why are we harping on happy? If we know love ain't always there either.
Because you
You said
said
it, because
if
you-
that lady ain't making you
Does
doing,
it mean that shit's
hold
supposed to be
on,
in
hold
there,
on,
bro?
hold on. You said
if love is in there, why wouldn't happiness come with love? What the fuck is that?
because
Love
I don't
and
have to
happiness.
always make you happy to love you.
Bro, what is love if nobody's happy? What is literally love if nobody's happy in the
Loving is
How
make-
can you love and not be happy? How is there love
I
existing
can
by
love
happiness?
you and not have to make you
That's
happy
not
all
love.
the time.
That's not love.
Your parents love you.
You
Did
love
they
playing
always
football.
make you happy?
Football make you happy.
Did your parents always make you happy?
I love
Most of the
football.
time.
Football
Oh.
did not always make me happy.
Football didn't always make
But
me
you
happy.
chose happiness. You found happiness.
We
in it.
lost. I lost games.
I lost
Me
games.
too.
I
got
wasn't happy
hurt.
when I lost games. But
Yeah,
I
but
wasn't
it's an overall
when I
happy
got
event.
hurt.
It's a realm of happy.
Nigga, when I was waiting on that, nigga, when I was waiting on that.
Right off mother.
Sometimes you need a motherfucking cocktail. Sometimes you need some jungle juice of happiness.
Some more the bitch need. Feel me? Some more the bitch need. Feel me?
Hey baby, this is exclusive.
Hey, baby.